roll.
We're rolling.
What's up? It's Sammy, the Spanish guy Guevara, and new TNT champion. And you, yes, you, right now are listening to the
Bob Culture Podcast.
Bob Culture Podcast.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Nothing between the lines of the fate or out of time. Forgiveness is for angels, but this angel fell out of line. That's in no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't run the devil and the devil is running you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special All Out Predictions panel episode of the BCP. Guys, thank you for staying up late, watching. Please share the stream. Let us know in the chat who you got to win some of these, 15 matches. So much to talk about. We're going to try to keep it moving here, but first we got to pay the bills. Thanks to our sponsors, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in Englishtown, New Jersey, at the Englishtown Flea Market. We love going there. You got your G.I. Joes, X-Men, Turtles, Ghostbusters, so much wrestling stuff, horror stuff, video games. The best store. Check them out in Englishtown, New Jersey, or online. Check out their eBay store. Thank you, Dan and Heather, for everything and sponsoring the show. We also want to shout out, and I got my jersey. Thank you, Mania Club. They're doing a lot of great works for Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. Guys, I'll post the link in the chat. You'll see it on some of my other posts on the Rob Williams page as well. Mania Club is raising money for pediatric cancer awareness and relief. Please donate. That goes to the Jimmy V Foundation, right through Connor's Cure. So please, if you're listening right now, $1, $2, help out Mania Club. They're doing some great thing for some young kids and families that are going through a lot. So thank you guys so much. And let's please introduce, first, you know her from every promotion ever. She is the best free agent. She's traveling the world. She's working with the names. She's name dropping. I'm so proud of her. The PopBreak.com BCP, Kimmy Talks Wrestling. I think she's a producer now. Just that resume is like 3 pages long now. Please welcome back to the show, Miss Kimmy So KOOL. Kimmy, what up?
Yeah, my resume is getting too long. I feel bad. They tell us in college that it has to remain 1 page. Mine can't maintain
like
1 page. Yeah, it's a scroll. Yeah, it's like the list of Jericho. It just keeps going and going. But I'm good. Supporting my Elite POV fan who's in Chicago, who had a wonderful time at Rampage. I'm really excited that they all get to be there. Sucks I'm not there, but one day I'll meet Kyle in person. But yeah, I just got back in the country 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Woo.
That's fair. And yeah, Kyle's definitely in rare form. So shout out to Kyle. I think it's like going to Disney World for him. So he's having a ball. I wish I could have been there. I almost was. But I hope they're all enjoying and having a good time. And we'll definitely be watching. But thank you, Kimmy, for making the time. And please welcome back to the Rant Master himself. He is #lay editor-in-chief of the PopBreak.com. He is #Dad Bodkin. He is very handsome. He is the Rant Master. He is #Dad Instincts, my very good friend and father figure, Mr. Bill Bodkin. What's up, man? How are you, sir?
Well, hello there.
How you feeling?
I fell asleep at one point, I think, but I'm back.
I'm used to that.
My
That's
hair's
most
going to
people.
get really high. I'm talking about stuff I'm not going to get mad about. It's going to be great. I love it.
Well, thank you guys for staying up. I appreciate it. And let's get right into it. We got a lot of matches to get into. So let's talk about where Rampage kind of left off. We kind of went to that ending with the brawl and everyone separating them kind of thing. That's not my favorite kind of thing, but I did enjoy Ricky Stark's promo a couple weeks ago, and I enjoy, their tag work together. Now they're split up. Now we just have the Hobbs versus Starks match. Is this is Starks going to benefit from a big win here? If Hobbs wins, where do we go from here? Bill, I'll throw it right to you. What do you think about this one?
Well, first off, I think this is one of the best built feuds in AEW right now. If you heard the reaction when Will Hobbs came out, people were juiced for it. I think the repackaging of Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks post Team Taz has been fantastic. That Will Hobbs entrance where the gate opens and he's there with the arms, that wings, impressive wingspan that he has, it has superstar written all over it. And God damn it, if Ricky Starks is not channeling every vibe The Rock ever produced, but making it his own, it's excellent. As a prediction, I think I'm going to go with Jim Ross here. I'm going to say that Will Hobbs is going to win because Ricky Starks, in true AEW fashion, needs to win the blood feud. And I think they are going to have a big blow-off match with a stipulation because we see Ricky keep selling the neck. I think that's going to come into it. And I think he will beat Will Hobbs, and he will beat him in some big stipulation match, maybe at Grand Slam, because that is technically it's not a pay-per-view, but it is a huge event for AEW. So I'm going to go with Will Hobbs at this one. But the feud does not end here. And I'm very, very okay with that.
I think that's a really great pick. Kimmy, what do you think?
So I'm gonna go the opposite, and I'm gonna pick Ricky Starks because I know, obviously that's number one,
Yeah.
but besides that, so when I met him in Nashville, he had this huge ass line for him, which I was really shocked by. I was like, this many people want to meet Ricky Starks? Wow, shocking. So I think AEW is really going to capitalize on that. I know I haven't watched Dynamite in 2 weeks, but I heard after the whole CM Punk Moxley shenanigan thingy, he cut a really good promo. So I'm going to go Ricky Starks.
Brought the crowd back. Very hard thing to do. They have a lot of trust in him.
Yeah,
I know. That's why he's going to win.
I think they're gonna have him win, and like he's gonna have blood because it's AEW. So we're gonna have something there, and you know what? That's my love language right there, like a blood feud right there.
Yeah, I think you guys bring up
not even drunk, by the way. So
you guys both bring up really good points. Like
it's like we watch the show.
Yeah, there you go. You pay attention. But Kimmy, you brought up an excellent point as well, not just in who you chose to win, but the fact that it's like. A lot of my answers tonight, I feel like I'm like, strike when the iron is hot. Like a lot of these faces you can capitalize on right now. And I'm trying not to pick all faces, but I think in a lot of ways I could for this 15-match card. But that being said, I'm going to go with Bill on this one. And I think they're going to drag this one out a little bit more. I don't think either of these guys hurt getting an L here, but I think they drag this out as they should. I want this to go on a little bit more, and just for that reason, I feel that the heel needs to win and this one, and they both kind of win, and this will go on, and maybe it's a blood feud, maybe we get some stipulation matches, maybe we'll get to see it in Queens. We'll see what happens. But something else I wanted to talk about, and to your point, Kimmy, I think you do really need to strike when the iron is hot, and we got to talk about the Acclaimed, right? You guys know the deal, right? There it is, Bill. I got you, bro.
Chris Nunez. I need Chris Nunez.
I know. I tried. But he's a busy man. He's a busy man. But I believe the Acclaim's shirt today dropped, and it's like the #1 seller already. In terms of just the business sense, the money, the popularity, we talk on the show about how the Acclaimed have always been used in off-camera segments at live shows, how Tony's just kind of really just had him in the back pocket and used them and worked well with them. They've been getting a lot of shine on Dark and Rampage, but now they're getting more and more Dynamite time. I think just from a business perspective, to your point, Kimmy, like this is where you can have the Acclaimed win. And maybe it's too soon in this feud, but I think you just have them win here, strike while the iron's hot, because you can easily have that dissension that they've been teasing and overcame already between Keith Lee and Swerve. But I think it's just two built-in storylines, everybody wins kind of thing. And just from a business perspective, I think the Acclaimed win here for a huge moment in Chicago. Kimmy, what do you think?
I think that this is going to be they're gonna have this match and Swerve and Glory are gonna win, and then they're gonna have the rematch at Grand Slam, and that's where the Acclaim's gonna win for the pop in New York.
Yeah, so we're kind of like doing like the opposite of each other. Like I did that with the last match, and it's completely fair, and that's what we love about AEW is you can't really get a finger on the pulse of it, and that's the fun of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Bill, give us some clarity here.
And I'm gonna go with Swerve Under Glory but I don't think they're going to go at it at Grand Slam because, man, I still think there's a 7-star team that needs a big title match here. And I don't think they lose those belts before. I don't think they I don't think they leave 2022 without winning those belts. Now, what'll be interesting is, and this has nothing to do with what I just said, is will they lose the IWGP tag titles at Wrestle Kingdom? Because most likely they will be there defending them. So that'll be interesting. But I think the big money is FTR and Swerve in Our Glory. I mean, just thinking of Swerve versus Dax Harwood in a singles match is just wheel me, just put me in a wheelbarrow and put me in front of a TV, wheel me to it, because I've melted in joy. But I think this is going to be a really good match I think this will be a sleeper match, because what happened that promo tonight was, you're just a gimmick, you're just rapping, Bowens, you can't stay healthy. And I think this is going to be the show out match. This is going to be a coming out party for the Acclaimed that show they're more than just like the modern day new age Outlaws where one guy can wrestle and one guy can talk. I think it's going to be, they're going to show that how really, really good they are. And it's just going to build the legend of the Acclaimed, because everyone does love the Acclaimed, but I still think Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR is the money match.
Yeah, very, very interesting, and that makes a lot of sense. I just saw it playing out a different way. But again, like we keep saying with AEW, you can't get your finger on the pulse, and that's the fun of it. Mike Mueller in the chat saying 7-star FTR, so I think we can kind of see where he's going, and also saying Scissor Me Daddy Bill. There you go.
Mike, it's always there for you, brother. Yeah. Always there for you.
Shameless promo, and check out Mike's stuff on thepoprate.com and his podcast, Sweet Chin Musings. Go over to YouTube right now, or go over to all the podcast platforms, subscribe, rate 5 stars. You guys know the deal. And I was trying to make a 5-star segue. In fact, let's do it. Let's talk about the Trios Tag Team match for the inaugural Trios Tag Team belts. This should be interesting. Dark Order with Hangman Page. I know you like it, Bill. Taking on the Elite. We had a really fun match tonight on Rampage. Sometimes I thought maybe it's too fun, but you got these two teams. Like, how do you not? How do you not? I get it. But again, this is for the inaugural title. Like, this is to get the spot on the card for the pay-per-view. It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. This match is going to be great. And I'm going to go against the grain on this one, because, we have heard they're waiting for Kenny when it came to these particular championships, which would lead you to think, hey, the Elite and Kenny are going to win this, as they should. Man, I've said this in the past on the show. I think I had said I thought the Dark Order were going to win the tag belts at one point, maybe a year ago, whatever it was. I think this is where the Dark Order win. I kind of wish it was like all original Dark Order people, and nothing gets Hangman. Like, it makes sense. It's money. Put it on the poster. I get it. In fact, Hangman's doing great. He was a lot of fun tonight. Even his facials were on point. It was really, really fun. That being said, I think the Dark Order gets this in a big emotional win. Just a long-term storyline. And I don't think the Elite necessarily need this, but this could be a really, really fun match. Does Hangman get the pin? That's kind of where I'm at. Bill, I'm going to throw it to you, because I know Hangman's your guy.
Tis a quandary, as some would say. Kimmy, you need to look that word up. And
thanks.
You do. So because it can go either way, and that's of course the beauty of AEW. And I think we've seen the tease that Don Callis and Will Ospreay, I think, is more than meets the eye. It's like a transformer there. Because I think one way it could play out is the Dark Order wins. Kenny gets the pin. He gets pinned. And Don Callis starts to see that his gravy train might be ending with Kenny Omega. So he goes to who he thinks is the new Kenny Omega. And that's Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay said, "Oh, my time is done." Yeah, he doesn't like Seth Rollins. Gives a shit. There's a lot of people who don't like Seth Rollins. Sorry. let's stop now. Let's if you want to criticize Will Ospreay for doing a backflip out of a clothesline, I will grant you that. But just because him and Seth had a snit on Twitter 3 years ago and now he's your mortal enemy is like beyond Thunderdome ridiculous. But back to my point is, I think, Ospreay saying, I'm done. I'm not coming back to AEW for a while. Like, could I see Ospreay cost Kenny Omega the title? And that happen? Sure. Am I overthinking it? Probably. But this is what I always do. I remember I'm the same guy who a year before it happened predicted women's war games in NXT, and it did happen. So, hey, look, I said something positive about WWE. There you go, Rob. Happy birthday. So I really think the Dark Order and Hangman should win because it's like the Dark Order has been floundering for a long time. Ever since Hangman won the title, they've kind of just been irrelevant. You know, Colt Cabana's not there, Stu's not there in the company anymore. They need this win more than the Elite do because I think there's another train here. But I mean, it also sucks there's no Undisputed Era to fight with because, as we know, Bobby Fish gone. Kyle O'Reilly had neck fusion, so we're not seeing him for God knows how long we're going to see Kyle O'Reilly. So I think you have to go with the Dark Order, and there's stuff you could do with Kenny and the Elite. Like, Kenny Omega's back. He could fight literally anyone.
Yeah. All right, so you agree with me. Kimmy, what do you got for us?
I can't believe we're all picking the Dark Order. I feel like this is a problem. There's no way we all agree on this. This is kind of scary. But I will say, Bill, about like 20 minutes before we started, my dad came in here and he was like, you know, Will Ospreay is going to come out this Sunday. And I'm just like, no.
He might. I think I'm overthinking it.
I love that because I don't want that to happen for obvious reasons. But yeah, I just think the Dark Order needs to do something because they're in the irrelevancy hole that the House of Black is also in, and we're going to get to that. So they need something. And this is something. And it furthers the story with Hangman and the Bucks and Kenny. So they're going to win.
Wow, we all agree that like never happens on the show, but very interesting. I thought I'd be the only one picking the Dark Order, and that would be a really, really cool moment to see. Let's keep it going. Great pace here, guys. I love it. Jade Cargill defending against Athena for the TBS Championship. I just got to keep it short and sweet. Athena coming in, great to see her there. You know, big fan of Ember Moon. Loved her theme song back in the day. I don't see Jade losing here. I think we've said it on the show so many times, like it has to be something really big, and that's not a knock on Athena, but it just needs to be something like some sort of game changer, maybe something we haven't seen before, something that's a surprise or a blindside, and maybe we'll see that some other things at work here, but I don't see Jade Cargill losing here. Kimmy, do you?
Yes, I do, because Jade is then going to go after the Interim Women's Champion. Right after this, Athena, I've said this for about a year at this point, Athena will be the one to beat Jade, and it's going to happen this Sunday. So I am picking Athena. I'm so excited. That promo tonight was fantastic. I'm very excited that Layla Gray is on TV too, my other friend. I just love when my friends succeed. So yeah, I think Athena will be taking the TBS Championship, and Jade will go on to bigger and better things and win the AEW Women's Championship by the end of 2022.
I mean, checks out. My whole struggle is like, what is Athena gonna do to beat Jade Cargill here? Bill, did you say you agree?
Best finisher in wrestling.
I do like that. That's a good finish. It's a solid
and it
finish,
works.
bro.
And if you think about it, you look at her. She's like a foot shorter than Jade, but that doesn't matter when she hits the O face, which is the real name of the move. It always has been. And when she hits that, it's game over. The problem with Jade right now is she cooled off a lot. She was red hot, and that was the time and the baddies and stuff happening kind of cooled her off. And I think like there was a lot of shuffling happening in that women's division. I really think I thought Statlander was going to be the one to beat her. And I still think there was plans for her to beat somebody for a title, but of course she's injured again. Of course, you could check her interview out on the BCP. Don't worry. I was the guy who started the shameless promos 13 years ago on the popbreak.com, celebrating its 13th anniversary at the end of September. But anyway, I see what you're saying, Rob. You want it to be this big surprise. And part of me could see Athena. If Athena loses, what do you do with her?
Exactly.
Not much. But you're also, I think everyone is kind of, there's this, people think Sasha Banks is going to show up. Yes, Kimmy, I'm in agreement with you. They think that Sasha is going to show up. That's the big rumor. A lot of people were, as they did the other day on Raw when the women's tag belts were up, and people were like, oh, she's going to show up now. Don't work yourself into something that's not going to happen. I think it would be great for Athena to win. And then Jade needs, like Kimmy said, and I've said this too, that Jade then, once she drops that TBS belt, she's going for the world title. And you need her to be that. It's just a question of what's going to happen with Thunder Rosa. We don't know when she's coming back. I mean, that injury, who knows? There's so much there. I don't even want to get into it because I'm tired. It's just like I'm a dad and I'm tired. Dad doesn't feel like talking about it. So it's like I was on the media call. I know what happened. I don't know when Thunder Rosa's coming back. And Jade against any of those 4 women, that's money in the bank right there. So I say Jade's going to win. No, I'm sorry, Athena's going to win. So Jade could go out to fight for the interim title. Yes.
Okay, and my whole thing is just, and again, like
I get what you're saying.
I can see it happening, but like when she hits her finisher on Jade, like Jade's kicking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, is she gonna have to hit a couple? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, that's where I'm struggling.
You have to sell. So if you want to really get Athena over, not only does she end the streak, but she hits the finisher once. That's how. And then the person who ever kicks out of that finisher to beat Athena. So you're going to establish this move more as this was the streak killer.
Yeah.
And then whenever she hits that move on somebody else and they kick out of it, oh my God. It's like no one ever kicked out of the one-winged angel until Hangman did. And that was a big deal. No one ever kicked out of the Judas effect, but Moxley did. So it's like you protect these moves, you make finishers matter. It's stunning logic. But if a finisher matters and then you kick out of it, that means something more than false finishes, in my opinion.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, I'm the only one with Jade on that one. This has been.
I mean, Jade could still win it. I mean, it's still. But I think you really kill Athena if you have Jade win.
Oh boy, howdy! I got a big smile on my face. I am hyped for this one, guys. Come on over Sunday night if you guys are around. We have the Casino ladder match, and I believe the winner gets that number 1 contender spot for the AEW World Championship match. Claudio, Wheeler, Penta, totally not reading this, Ray Phoenix, oh my gosh, Roosh, the Roosh is on fire, Andrade El Idolo, Dante Martin, and one mystery entrant. I mean, like we always do here on the show, let's just play it like this. Who do you got from the announced, and who is your, random, I wanted to say wild card, but who is the mystery opponent, and, the hypothetical will the mystery opponent, depending on who you choose, win. So you can kind of pick 2 if you get what I'm saying. Like looking at the board right now, I automatically go to Claudio. The real winner's the fans, man. I hope this has more spots than Cruella's wardrobe. I really do. I am hyped for this one. It's going to be so good. Bill's about to hang up on me, but Bill, who do you think? Is it MJF? Who's coming out?
Well, you have like 3 people could be. I don't know I don't think it's a debut. I don't know who it would be if it was
right. I was thinking the same.
It's MJF. I don't think it's MJF. It's Adam Cole, baby, or it's Samoa Joe. So that's who the mystery person is, in my opinion, because those 3 have been gone for the longest. I think this will play into my theory of who wins that title. I think it will be, if it's Adam Cole, he's 100% going to win, because I think Jon Moxley's going to win. So I'll get to that later. So ooh. I think you're going to see Adam Cole, if he's the guy, he's going to win, because that's a perfect feud for Moxley next. Because what you want to do is, the reason I have CM Punk losing, CM Punk should just go this way, Jon Moxley goes this way. And the best way to have a red hot feud for Jon Moxley is Adam Cole. If you're going to go internally, none of those guys really move the needle as oh shit, this is the guy to challenge. Because I don't think you do the Claudio. Claudio would be the one, but he's the Ring of Honor champion. You're going to have the Ring of Honor champion lose in a non-title match? You could, but you're not. The only other person I think who could win that would be would be a really good match with Moxley. It's either Pentagon or Andrade. Would be one of those 2 guys I think comes up with it. And I think it would probably be Andrade. would be the guy you go with because he's got the least amount to do. He's just always just kind of hanging around. So I would do Andrade in a world title match with Jon Moxley if that is but I really, really think it's going to be Adam Cole and he's going to win that.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point, and you hit it right on the head, Bill. I was thinking like earlier today, because I have that kind of time, I was like, who would pop out here like that would really make us go crazy, like who's like a free agent or who's a debut, and I can't really like think of one right now. And it could be anyway, it could be someone I've never heard of, it could be someone who was with another company before, it could be someone from Impact. I think Adam Cole is the safe choice. I think Samoa Joe was a surprise when he first came on. It's hard to remember everything already at some point. I think Adam Cole would be perfect, and that would just add to the awesomeness of this match. That being said, does it have too many moving parts? But from the field that's been announced, I have to go Claudio. Regardless, if Punk wins or Mox wins, it writes itself. You know, people are talking about, I think it was you, how Claudio just kind of carried Mox with one arm. People are talking about that. You have the, not even like the dissension in the ranks, but just, they're in a group together. Hey, this is just war. This is about a title. Like Mox says, when I get in the ropes, I get in between the ropes, it's just a fight. So this could be really cool. If it is Adam Cole, my only struggle with that is he's been like the number one contender so many times. I think against Hangman it was, and it's just like I thought he was going to win, and I'm just like, why now if not then? Especially he's coming off an injury. If it's MJF, that's an easy way to just skyrocket him. So my caveat is like, my asterisk is like, if it's MJF, he wins. From the field I see, I'll go Claudio. Kimmy, help me out here. I'm all over the place.
So if you look at me and Bill's text messages, I told him that the Joker is Daniel Garcia. Obviously, I mean, he's not on the card. You were serious about it.
No,
I wasn't. I'm totally
I was like,
joking.
oh, you don't obviously mean Daniel Garcia.
That's loyalty right there.
We also said it was. We also said it was Britt Baker. That's also what we said.
Yeah, Britt Baker's gonna win every title in AEW.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That meme of like Triple H with like all the titles. That's gonna be Britt Baker with all the titles in AEW. So I think the Joker, because there's like a Ring of Honor feel to this. So I went with the Ring of Honor name, and I think it's going to be Dalton Castle. Have no idea why. But I was like, oh, that would be interesting because Ring of Honor, yay. But I like that me and Bill are on the same page because it's going to be Andrade because he's not doing anything, and they need for him to do something or he's going to get really mad again. So Andrade's going to win. Huh.
Interesting. Yeah, if you think about it, Andrade doesn't really have too many matches, which works for him, No. He's kind of not a puppet master.
But when he does, they're really good.
Yeah, always. Yeah, man, he's changed people's careers for sure.
Well, the only other name I've seen thrown out there is Kota Ibushi, and I don't know if he's physically ready yet. But if he did, people would lose their minds.
Yeah, in Chicago. Yeah, good call.
Sure.
Let's talk about Jungle Boy, or I'm sorry, not Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. And I think you may have even called that on a previous panel, Bill. It was either you or Mike who said no longer Jungle Boy. Now he's going to go as Jack Perry into this one, taking on Christian Cage. This one's been a little all over the place for me. Christian Cage at times really grabbing that low-hanging fruit. But again, heel 101. The little sit down was interesting. I'm just ready for them to fight at this point. I've said it in the past. I just want to see Luchasaurus involved. I love me some Luchasaurus. Is this the big win for Jungle Boy? Again, it's so easy to pick so many faces in this one. Kimmy, help me out here.
So I'm going to touch on something that Elite POV kept telling me, was that Luchasaurus is still Dark Luchasaurus. He has not transformed back into like all happy whatever.
Which I love.
So I think that Jack Perry is going to win, and then Luchasaurus is going to turn his back on Jack Perry and go back to Christian. And it's all a mind game.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
But see, so this is the thing, and like I've thought that I love me some Luchasaurus, but it's like what's it's just too many times. You know what I mean? It's like back and forth, and it's like it's all about like the gotcha, and it's just like it's almost too many moving.
It leads to 3 matches. Because now Christian could be like, oh, I was in your head the whole time, and then they rematch again, then Christian gets to win, and it leads to a rubber match.
Yeah, they could keep this going. I could see that happening. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see another match. I don't want to see.
And then hear me out. Jack Perry gets the huge win, and then he goes on to like face Wardlow. He wins the TNT title. Like it all maps out at the end.
A lot of moving parts. I could see that. My whole thing is like Luchasaurus. As soon as he came out with Christian as the heel with the new music, the fire, kind of like that Jurassic Park. So me and Nunes are going nuts. I was all about it. I love it. He can be on his own, do his own thing.
Because he reminds you of Kane.
I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Because I know you, and I'm just as soon as you
not the human, but the persona. That being said, we'll leave it at that. That persona, I pop big for it, and obviously there's a basis there for sure, and it works, and he's an incredible athlete as well. So again, talking a lot about Luchasaurus. I'm sorry, Kimmy, but is that your actual pick? You think Jack Perry is going to win for sure?
Yeah, I think my plan's going to work out perfectly. Okay. And then when we're sitting here for Full Gear predicting, and then Wardlow's going to face Jack Perry, I'm going to sit here and be like, I told you so.
And then we all go to Newark and watch Full Gear in person. So there you go.
Yes.
Boom. Mike, Matt, Bill, whatever your name is, it's late. I'm so sorry.
Damn.
You're both very
That's
handsome.
rude.
You're both very handsome.
I've only been there for you during the worst times of your life.
That's
Robert.
fair. You have.
How dare you?
And you full named me.
How dare you? I full named you Robert Crowther III.
Oh, the shoot name.
Motherfucker.
Close enough.
Oh, I had such a vicious comeback, but I can't think of it.
I'm going to timeout.
Oh, God. It's so... this feud went from like the hottest thing to like the coldest thing real quick. The last 2 weeks didn't need to happen. Like, and they're going to be like, hey guys, we got this match. And everyone's like, cool. Because this match is going to be really good in the ring. I think Christian's going to win because I think it's not there. I think what has to happen is Jack Perry needs to turn into Christian, essentially. He needs to become and if you notice, Jungle Boy is not wearing fucking loincloth, but he's just wearing all black. So he's also in all black. I think there could be a time where Jungle Boy, to defeat the evil, has to embrace the dark side. I think this is a whole Star Wars thing. He's going to embrace the dark side. And at the end of this feud, he has become what he hates. And Luchasaurus will remain Luchasaurus Dark, and he is now going to be Hollywood Jack Perry, and he's going to be a real dick, and he's going to be. See, this is why I wish Stokely Hathaway was his manager, because that would have he has an agent now, and he's Jack Perry. He's not Jungle Boy. He gets rid of the theme song. He becomes a dick, and I really foresee that happening because you need to shake up the character a lot. But I think for the purpose of this podcast, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, whatever you want to call him, will not win this match. He's someone else who he's going to end up having to become violent and fight because they didn't build this up. This was a red hot feud, and it is not right now.
So I liked what you said, Bill. Tale as old as time. You talk Star Wars.
As old as rhyme. I know.
Nice. But you talk about you got me on that one. Star Wars, like even the father figure thing, the whole father thing, a lot of fatherly things in Star Wars, man. Very well said. I don't know if he goes, I know you were saying like Hollywood. I get what you meant.
He's not going to cut Christian's hand off. No.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying. I think he will. I think he's got to reinvent the character because I think Jungle Boy is kind of stale. I think when they were in the tag team, the mileage finally caught up with them, and they're like, Jungle Boy isn't the guy. You have to evolve him. He can't be a boy anymore.
Stupid question. There's so much wrestling. Did they have a one-on-one yet? I'm trying to remember.
This is going to be the first one.
Then Christian, I'll go Christian to get the win, and because you intrigued me with that idea. Very
Tony Khan, listen. At Bodkin writes on Twitter. Shoot me a DM.
Here we go. He will at 1 a.m. All right, we have Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and Motor City Machine Guns. Nunes pop big for that one. We saw them come out on Rampage. I don't think it really added too much to the match. I'm liking FTR more and more and more, man. I was not the biggest proponent of the revival and all that, kind of that old school style, but man, they have really just won me over when they came to AEW, man. And You know, the face thing, it was such a natural, organic transition. Every time Dax is not only in the ring, but on the mic, I connect. That being said, I do feel that Wardlow should have his own match here. Obviously, we can go on like we even did earlier about FTR deserving tag title shots. We'll see how that plays out going forward. It's a no-brainer. I think just the faces have to win here for so many reasons. I don't think anything comes of the heel team winning here. Bill, do you?
No, my friend. Nothing is going to be good of Jay Lethal winning a match. Why this match is happening is Wardlow. I feel like there was a plan for Wardlow, and then everyone got hurt, and they're like, "Oh shit, we don't have that plan anymore because everyone got hurt." So what they're doing is they're using FTR, who is just white hot right now, to be like, it makes sense to reattach them just for a time being, just to reignite Wardlow. Now everyone's coming back. We can do stuff. He's going to powerbomb Satnam Singh, and it's going to be awesome. Motor City and FTR is going to be an absolute clinic. And Jay Lethal's there. So it's just like, he's perfectly fine. So we're going to get a good match. Sanjay Dutt's going to do something ridiculous, and I'm going to laugh my ass off. And FTR is the best tag team. I mean, I love the Young Bucks. I love the Lucha Brothers. That tag match a year ago in the cage was I was at your house, Rob. It was one of the wildest matches I've ever seen. But FTR just has it. They have it right now. This is going to be a big trip to the pay window for them. They're going to kill it. It's going to be great. And I think we will see a Motor City FTR tag match out of this, just because why not? They're not doing a lot in Impact. So Impact gets a little bit of a shine there. So don't get on Twitter and tell me they never did anything for AEW. AEW never did anything for them, you bastards. So whatever.
I think you said it. Well, it all makes sense.
I do.
As always, that's why you're here, man. Even the first
I do
comment.
a great job, Robert. Bill.
We could just stick with Rob. But the first comment in the chat, 7-star FTR, man. Welcome in Kofi Weedston again from Dirty Heels Podcast. What's up, my guy? Kimmy, that's my guy. Most fun guy you'll ever meet. Kimmy, what do you got going on over there? What do you think? The faces win here?
Impact is getting their shine. I'm so excited that Motor City Machine Guns is here. For you to say that them cutting this promo was so pointless on Rampage, for those who don't know who they are, like this was their like, oh my god, yay! Like, did they come out on Wednesday?
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, because that's the internet thing. I think Tony Khan was just fucking with people on this show. He's just like, here's Ishii, here's the Machine Guns. Google doesn't exist. I get it. Yeah, that definitely was it.
Did they come out on Wednesday? I didn't. Motor City Machine Guns.
No,
just 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
Saban was on Rampage a week or so ago, but they didn't cut a promo. No.
See, this is why you need to attract an audience for those who don't watch Impact, because not everyone has access TV. Exactly. But obviously the faces are going to win. But Dax Hardwood is my promo king for 2022, because my God, every time he gets a microphone, he kills it. But FTR and Wardlow are going to. Yay, Impact.
I agree with you about every time Dax is on the mic. Very well said. You mentioned Ishii. Do you guys want to talk about Eddie Kingston?
I could talk about Eddie Kingston all day.
What did you think? And again, not to be like Twitter said, but like I kind of thought that it was what you kind of alluded to earlier, Bill. Kind of that little like recap package to let us know what was going on with their history. This should be a really cool match. We've seen Ishii before. Kingston, like, I don't want to get into all the like backstage stuff, man. He's just a great talker. He's an interesting guy that a lot of people can get behind. This should just be a solid match. What did you think about like that little, people didn't have to Google it, but that little promo beforehand, Bill? And who do you think's going to win this?
Well, Eddie Kingston's going to win this match. Eddie Kingston's going to walk away with this match, and then they're going to do a rubber match, and then Ishii is going to win, and hopefully in Japan. That'd be great. But listen, whatever happened with Eddie Kingston, he owned it. And I think the fact that he got suspended and then he said, yeah, I hit him. Sorry. Don't shit on the guy. I was wrong. Everyone's like, and then he told Disco Inferno he's not a man because Big Show farted in his face. I'm just like, you know what? We love you more. Somehow he's a bigger baby face because of all of it. But yeah, this is going to be a great match. This is going to be really good. It's good to see two guys beating the shit out of each other. And I really hope that Christ, what's it called? Grand Slam, they get Akiyama to come in and fight Eddie Kingston, which they will have to explain who that is to people, because I think everyone in the chat is like, what? Except for me.
I'm gonna say Kingston wins here for sure. Kimmy, what do you got?
I was there for the first time they wrestled in DC. I was there.
Nice.
And they killed it. Like, damn. But yeah, Kingston's going to win. They're going to have the rope match. But I'm really excited to see this match again for the second time this year.
Was that like a day before I saw you? I felt like I saw you.
Yes, it was. I went
after.
Yeah, so it was that. And I did Baltimore Celeb Fest, and I worked with Sting. And then I saw you. And then you interviewed Johnny Gargano. Like, these are all things
so
that
proud
happen.
of you right now. Well, look at that plug, just flawless. Look at that. I love it, Kimmy.
I shouldn't have said it. I should have just talked about me working with Sting the entire time.
You mean our interview with Johnny Gargano, available on youtube.com right now? You can go over there and check it out and subscribe.
You mean me working with Sting and then me working with potentially 5 different headliners at the next Baltimore Celeb Fest, October 16th, but you should go on BaltimoreCelebFest.com and get your tickets.
So proud. Get your stuff in, good sister. Gotta get your stuff in. All right, let's talk about Hook versus Angelo. Was it Cool Hand Angelo Parker?
Cool Hand Ange.
Come on,
Angelo
man.
Parker.
Come on, bro. Like, do we really need to answer this, man? Why Cool Hand? Like, they can talk. They're fun. They're silly. Like, I get it, but are we really
He's
picking?
amazing.
They're great. They're very entertaining.
They're
They are
very
sports
nice
entertainers to a T.
He is a very good sports entertainer.
Absolutely. Not knocking them, but why, of all the roster, and I'm not knocking it, just why someone who's part of a tag team, part of a fact. I mean, I guess everyone's part of a faction, but why him and why is Hook going to win, Bill?
Well, it's very simple, because what they've been doing with Hook is they've just been putting him in there with a lot of younger, squashable, inexperienced people. They had him with QT, and now you keep progressing Hook. Okay, now he's going to fight Cool Hand Ange, who is a great, I'm going to put sports entertainer aside. He's a great wrestler. He's very good at, look what he did with Sting. He was great with Sting. Who's limited. And I'm not knocking Sting, but he's in his 60s. He's limited. He's going to now work with Hook, who's in his early 20s, just starting out. That's what you want to do with Hook. You want to give these young guys and gals experienced people that they can work with, get better with, and defeat. And Menard can't wrestle right now because his shoulder is completely nuked from Blood and Guts. I was going to say War Games, but from Blood and Guts. So it's a perfect match, and it shows off Ange. It gives him something to do, and he's going to get a lot of offense in. It'll be a good match.
I enjoyed Daddy Magic on Dark Commentary. I thought he was very, very good, and you knew he would be. And Bill, I think you're the real QT. Kimmy, what do you got?
Oh,
That was a horrible comparison.
Sorry.
Like,
I feel like
damn. Damn, Rob.
I'm used to that.
Rude. Anyway, I'm really excited to see a member of my wrestling family competing for a title on 0 Hour. Super excited, but obviously Hook's going to win because they wouldn't have him lose on a pre-show. Like, that's like degrading Hook.
I think this could be
As would murder somebody.
just because of time. I think this could be the squash or the quick match and make Hook look really, really strong. This is also pre-show. Pac taking on Kip Sabian. We talked about it on the pod, the long-term storytelling, why Pac was targeted, how Kip played this out. I just think we need to see, not that we haven't seen Kip. We remember his feud and that arcade fight and all that kind of stuff. I just think we need to see more of Kip. Like, I don't think Kip should just come in and win the championship on a pre-show, no less. Kimmy, what do you think?
I'm so sad I missed this live. And then Bill didn't tell me when I had service and I had to Google what happened. Because I asked you what happened. And then you told me all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow, Kip came back too?
Listen.
How dare you, Bill?
I've had a rough week. I'm sorry. I can't be Google for everybody, you know.
But for me, like, it's like number one priority, like Bill's Google for Kimmy. Yes.
That's being Rob's therapist. That's his number one priority.
Like Sophie's dad.
That's fair.
50 paces down, whatever you guys just said. Yeah.
Okay.
Good answer.
I'm excited, especially because Kip told me 2 weeks ago that he was nowhere near being cleared, and 3 other wrestlers were standing right near me who also asked him the same question. So I was like, damn. So really excited. Obviously, Pac's going to win by like the long term that Kip was at basically every single title defense. So there's the long term there. I don't know if you guys touched on that. Like, when you guys were doing the other podcast after Dynamite. But yeah, Pac's gonna win, obviously. But yay, Kip's back. Penelope is on her way to coming back too. Like, she's appeared a couple times, so now put them together and we're all okay.
Yeah, should be interesting, guys. Obviously, check out the Zero.
I think Kip Sabian's gonna win.
Oh.
That's gonna be my wild card match. Here's why. Pac's Pac, he's awesome, right? So he's good. Kip Sabian has been out for a year and a half. He comes back with this new maniacal Heath Ledger Joker character, and you have him lose. That's tough. No, you can't have him lose. I mean, you could do other stuff with him, but he's interesting. And he can go to the UK, and he can go to Mexico and Japan, and he could do stuff. You need to do something with him. And he has a reputation of doing big things on pre-shows. He wrestled the first AEW match ever. So against Sammy Guevara. So I don't think he'll win, but I'm going to say, you know what? If I'm going to make a wild prediction, it's going to be he's going to win the belt.
Oh, very, very interesting. And guys, thank you so much for joining the chat. Let us know in the chat who you got, and please share the stream. Chime in, guys. Let's go with, we were talking about Sting, so let's take it here. Sting, Darby Allin, and Miro, our guy, love Miro, versus Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. I'll put it this way. Does Sting lose here, Kimmy?
So first I'll say, Rob, if you like Miro so much, I think you're really going to want to tune in to Baltimore Celeb Fest announcement on Monday. Just a little FYI. You might want to tune into that.
Maybe I'll redeem myself later.
Absolutely.
You know
so
redeem these nuts. How about that?
Oh, gee, that wasn't the way I was going. Jesus. Anyway, if the House of Black does not win, this is the biggest joke stock ever of AEW. I'm going to say that the House of Black is irrelevant. They're not doing anything. And I don't know what's going on with Malachi, but House of Black need to win desperately. I think that you could literally pin Darby, like whoever can pin Darby. It's whatever. So House of Black need to win, or else I can't take them seriously anymore. And I'm saying that, and I'm probably working with them in 2 months. Boom.
Depending on how things play. And again, like, I don't want to get into all that, but it's something we got to keep in mind. Like, I don't even want to say rumors. I don't know what's true and what's not. At the end of the day, I hope everyone's mental health and everything is okay for sure. I guess the big thing here, like, if Sting, this goes in the L column for Sting. If he loses here, Sting has not lost a match since what?
Seth Rollins.
Oh man, that was the quickest answer.
Seth Rollins broke his neck. Good job, buddy.
Oh, you like that?
Okay, we didn't need to talk about that. We didn't need to talk about that.
Facts.
He
didn't
won.
want facts to get in the way of the truth.
He's certainly
no.
Great up and comer. I'm gonna say you make a great point, Kimmy, because it's like,
thank you.
Will House of Black lose here? Bill, I'm gonna defer to you, man. Help me out here, because an L for Sting is an L for Sting, and maybe I shouldn't be thinking about that because there's 6 people in this match.
It's gonna be House of Black, because Sting could take a loss. It's fine. Sting's okay. He's gonna be okay. Trust me when I tell you he's gonna be okay. He's great. He's Sting, and this isn't. Remember, Sting really. I know wins and losses matter in AEW. We know that. But for Sting, he's kind of an outlier because he's never ranked. He's not challenging for a title. Would love to see one last title. Like him and Moxley, I think would be pretty fucking interesting. But not the point. I think they have to win because I think you have to get Miro and Malachi rumbling at some point. You have to do that. And I know people are like, House of Black's a joke. Brody King has been made to look like a world beater. He really has. Also had one of the greatest bumps into a coffin ever. But Brody King's been positioned really strongly. And Malachi, it's been a conundrum because you hear back injury, maybe he retires, mental health, all this other stuff. So it's odd. And they're building Julia Hart too. And she's been looking really good. So I think you're going to see this win here for House of Black, and it's just going to propel them forward. And listen, Malachi and Miro as a singles match is a headliner in any arena around the world. So I'm on House of Black.
So You guys convinced me for sure. And I remember just going back because there's, again, a lot of moving parts, a little bit of disconnect. Some people in House of, like, Brody King looks great, but other people out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing.
Remember, him and Buddy was hurt too.
Buddy was hurt too. Exactly. Out of sight, out of mind. Sure. And he just came back. Julia's doing a lot of her stuff on Dark. Really good points. But if you go back to the beginning, I think the first interaction, or one of the first, was, I remember the standoff kind of on the ramp with Malachi and Sting. And that's where I thought they were going. And I thought that was really cool booking. And then Miro started coming in. And I'm like, well, now it's kind of Miro and Malachi. And I'm like, I don't really get that because I thought they were setting up Malachi and Sting. But whatever. Now we know why, because we have this six-way match. What if, again, I hate being Mr. Fantasy Booker, but what if Malachi pins Sting?
Yes. That's the statement. That's the statement you want to make, because I think you could do one hell of a happy Halloween. Here's a cinematic match between Malachi Black and Sting.
Everybody wins.
Also, who would not want to see Brody King and Miro? Who wouldn't want to see Darby Allin and Buddy Matthews?
Right, so we figured that one out.
Buddy Matthews could break him in half. It's just it has to be with the health, because look how much of a delay we have with Death Triangle in House of Black because of, Pac being across, people getting hurt, and whatnot. So I think the smart move here is House of Black, because there's a lot of mileage you can get out of it.
Yeah. And
you need to make, I think Jon Moxley's going to win. So Malachi Black and Jon Moxley, it's going to be a really good match.
Interesting. All right. I'm not going to go as far to say that's what's going to happen, but that does play out perfectly. I will say House of Black wins. You guys convinced me for sure. And hey, Kimmy, maybe your girl CJ takes on, Julia. Who knows?
That is another thing. Even
I was totally joking.
Off. No, I don't think it as a one-off.
I see it.
I could see, even if it's like a brief thing where she makes a cameo to stop Julia. You've teased it, and that's a payoff. She never has to come back. They could do one pop. That crowd would go ape shit for her coming out, helping Miro. They embrace. That's the blow off. And you never see her again. That's totally fine.
Yeah, because he references her all the time. It's not like out of the blue. I think we got four matches right there out of that. That's a great business sense. That's great job with the pencil there. Great job, guys. So, yeah,
Tony.
Malachi, this is weird. We're agreeing a lot. Like, usually we're going back and forth.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
we need to disagree on something.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's disagree.
Stop drinking. This is the problem.
Let's disagree on the next one. Should we go to the women's interim world championship?
This one's going to be
Let's go.
Hot button.
Kimmy, I'm going to let you start. You seem very excited about this one. Real quick, I do want to say, with all the Thunder Rosa stuff going on, first of all, get right physically, get right mentally. We're pulling for you. We're appreciative of you for all you do for women's wrestling and indie wrestling. And she had a really big statement on Busted Open this morning, and I hope everyone takes the time to listen to that on the Busted Open podcast. We have Toni Storm versus Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Jamie Hayter for the interim AEW Women's World Championship. Tony Khan said this is a good way to kind of shake things up. I don't know if he's hinting at something here. I have a feeling just in the women's division, we're going to see some debuts in some form or fashion, not necessarily in the matches. There's going to be some interesting stuff here. You got to pull out all the aces right now. You got to pull out all the stops. Kimmy, what do you got for us?
So let me tell you why Britt Baker's going to win. I mean, first of all, if we're having this new era and you want to get the women's division back on track, I think you really have to go with Britt Baker. I'm totally kidding. Britt's not winning this match, and I feel really bad that I'm picking against her. It's going to be Toni Storm. You're going with the... I know.
I think you're serious. I'm like, what the fuck?
I totally believed you.
That was a Vince Russo booking prediction right there. It was just like, bro, I got one way now. I got the other way. Bro.
No, it's going to be Toni Storm. They're going to go with the original idea. It's going to be Toni. It's literally circled on my paper. I'll text it to you right now. It's going to be Toni Storm. They're going to go with the original idea. And we're going to get this Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker tension thingy. And they're going to go their separate ways. And Toni Storm's just going to reign supreme like she was supposed to at the end of this pay-per-view anyway.
Yeah, the rumor was she was supposed to be Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. Okay, Bill. Take it away.
So I joke with Kyle from Elite POV that they should. I didn't really joke about it. Like I wouldn't mind seeing Jamie Hayter take the belt and she pins Britt Baker, because if you want to talk about shaking it up, that's shaking it up. And I like Jamie Hayter, but I think it's going to be Toni Storm as well, because she's fucking Toni Storm. I've been watching Toni Storm from before all you kids were watching her in WWE. I was watching her in the UK absolutely destroy it. And I think she's going to end up going to Stardom, and she's going to end up defending the belt over there. And I think that opens the relationship up between Stardom and AEW, which, if you're going to talk about shaking things up, and I am not fluent in Stardom at all, but the names and the hype and everything out there screams great professional wrestling. And that, if you want to shake things up, dude, that's what you do. Although my dark horse is Sheeta, because she came back and all of a sudden she's been killing it. And when she came back out, everyone's like, oh shit, we love you. That's right. We do love you. But I think like there's going to be like what you have to do here. My small rant here, which has no energy to it at all, because I'm so tired, is you take this match, has to be your catalyst match. This has to be the match. It's the point guard match. Everything runs through this match going forward with the women's division. All four of these women have to have major storylines coming out of it. Doesn't mean it will. This is just my thoughts. There has to be major storylines coming with all four of these women. And then from there, everything branches off and every woman now has something to do. And this connects to this woman. This connects to this woman. Because if this all elite women's show is going to happen, which is great, do it. We need characters. We need stories. And this is how you do it. Like, you got to do it this way. Also, I just thought of, wouldn't it be cool if Guy Black and Julia Hart fought Sting and Abaddon? Because that'd be fucking cool. But like, anyway, not the point is, if you're going to do it, this is how you do it. And if you also notice, those women's matches aren't at 920 anymore. They're moving around. And
We're very happy about that.
Arya Davari, who they signed in the Trustbusters, the group everyone hates but me, he's producing a lot of those matches everyone's loving.
Really
and you have
good
Madison Rain. So stuff's happening. So this has to be a statement match.
Yeah, and sometimes those fatal four-way matches, they can be all over the place. But I have a lot of confidence after seeing what I saw on Dynamite. Great Dynamite overall, but that match was great.
So good,
Sheeta, I mean, first of all, you got to shake it up like a Polaroid picture. But that being said, Sheeta looked Bill's gonna leave. Sheeta looked amazing, dude. You were right. She came out and was hitting, like, she looked powerful. She looked strong, and she's always been great. I remember a match with Thunder Rosa was one of my favorites. She looked so great in that match. And I'm thinking, oh, like, it made me think.
She's hitting another level, though.
Yeah, like she's leveled up for sure. I'm thinking, oh, maybe Sheeta could win this just in terms of how strong she looks. But the story here is definitely going to be, everyone's going to hit their spots, but it's going to be, the four women in the ring. Jamie, Britt, look at each other. We're playing the numbers game early. Maybe a miscommunication, a missed spot. We've seen this before. But what is the final result? Are we going to see Hayter pinning Britt? That would be, it writes itself. That'd be great.
I would be worried for Kyle.
Yeah.
So would
oh
I.
gosh. Yeah. We would have to check on him.
But he might explode.
And Jamie Hayter, she was at Wrestle Bash. Very nice. She's very popular right now. What was it? Low key pop, high key, whatever you say, Kimmy. I'm old. Very, very popular.
No,
very
don't say low key, high key. She's popular.
Super popular. And
Thanks. Wow.
I could see a lot of support behind her winning, but I'm gonna stick with the original plan here. Not that I know it was the original plan, but seemingly Toni Storm did have that number one contender spot. It makes a lot of sense. I hate that I'm picking a lot of faces here. I'm really trying to pepper in the heel wins here. I'm picking a lot of title changes. I mean, obviously, this one you have no choice. You do have that interim title. I'll leave it at that. Toni Storm, I think, gets the dub here.
And her and Jade, that'll be a hell of a match.
Yes.
I don't hate it. All right.
I mean, so would Jade and Britt Baker. Let's put every.
Yeah, but
everything else.
I gotta save that for a huge show.
Grand Slam. And then, oh my God, wait, hold on. And then Britt can main event Grand Slam 2 years in a row. And I'll be there in the second row. Oh, I could see it.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about, a lot of people are very excited about this. Bryan Danielson taking on Chris Jericho.
Lionheart.
Lionheart, Chris Jericho for sure.
For the love of Daniel Garcia. It's essentially a Daniel Garcia's love on a pole match.
I'm surprised Kimmy isn't in this match. Kimmy, what do you got?
That's what I'm saying. Why is this not a triple threat?
Nice. Kimmy, what do you got?
They couldn't handle it.
Oh, of course. I'm really excited, and this is going to be the best match on the show. And I'm not just saying that because Daniel Garcia is going to get involved. I'm saying it because these are two people that have wrestled for so many years and are just so, I'm not going to say in their prime because I feel like we've seen better Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson like moments, but like damn, and especially at the end of Rampage, that stare off. Upset Daniel wasn't on it, but whatever. Anyway, I think Daniel's going to come home and be a professional wrestler, and I can't wait to see him win the pure title, even though I hate that title so much, in his hometown of Buffalo on Wednesday. And Bryan's going to be in his corner. It's like his wrestling dad.
Are you going to Buffalo for his big win?
She might.
No.
I heard he might propose.
No, that's my first. He wins. That's my first day of school. It's on Wednesday, so I'll be.
He's gonna name that belt Kimmy. He's gonna be like, "This is Kimmy."
That's true love.
I'd die.
Did we totally pick a winner for that? We just totally started talking about Daniel Garcia.
No, I picked Bryan Danielson.
It was Bryan
But
Danielson.
we need to talk about Daniel Garcia. Yes. I mean, did you see the shirt I got today?
I did. Ooh. I thought you'd be You'll be rocking it on Sunday. I know, for sure.
No, I'm wearing my Brit shirt.
Oh, you got a plan. Okay, smart. But you didn't pick Brit. You faked.
I know, but I still have to support her.
Okay, go smart.
From afar, have to support. It's my buddy.
You liking that old school Jericho? What do you got?
I love the old school Jericho. Jericho's been killing it. He's been doing really great stuff ever since Forbidden Door as an in-ring. He's been killing absolutely on fire. And his Lionheart match with Jon Moxley, I thought Quake by the Lake, which is such a name, was awesome. It was really awesome. And I think we're going to get an awesome match out of Chris Jericho here. And I think, Daniel Garcia is going to cost him. And because I think they're going to turn him babyface just for Buffalo. He's going to be a babyface just to win the title. You're right. And then what's going to happen is eventually we're going to have the clash between Wheeler and Garcia. And that they're going to, respect, but there's always going to be this. And that's the dissension within the Blackpool Combat Club. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I think Danielson's going to win this one.
Yeah. Here comes the copy and paste. Cheers. I think you're right because A, they're going to Buffalo. B, we've been talking about Daniel Garcia more than we've been talking about the other guys. We're already talking about him taking on big wheels, as you call him, Bill.
Big wheels, baby.
I saw them at IWTV 100 doing that hour-long match. So it should be a really solid match. Should be very interesting, and he might win there. It writes itself. There's no reason for Daniel Garcia to lose. And again, we're just talking about Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia is going to win no matter.
He's going to win. He's not even
exactly.
In the match. So yeah, but for those reasons, Bryan Danielson, whatever, the American Dragon.
Right, it's Bryan Danielson.
Yes, yes. I don't
He's
want to
back.
And we did have a match added tonight. What was it? Sammy and Tay. What do we got, Bill?
It's for the AAA mixed tag team titles. It is Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello, no longer Ty Conti, versus Ortiz and Ruby Soho. I think we're going to see a title change here.
Oh,
I think Ruby, because apparently they were scheduled. I don't know. I'm just going off some bullshit stuff I saw. So it's apparently they're not going to be. Sammy and Ty were going to be a Triple Mania, and they're not going to be anymore. So I don't know if that's because they're just playing it to just be like, oh, we don't know who the title champion is going to be. But with Thunder off, I think what's going to happen is they are going to fight. Ruby and Ortiz are going to win. They'll go defend it in Mexico, probably end up dropping it in Mexico. Ty goes to fight Ty Valkyrie for the Reina de Reyes title. I think that's what's going to happen. So overall, this match tonight was way better than that first one. That first one was not good. This one was much better. And I like to see, I want Ruby to win. She doesn't win very often. So this will be a nice win for them. And that's also my other kind of long shot because I could easily see Sammy retaining, but I think that's where it goes.
Yeah, I've been kind of doing the consolation. I hate saying it, not that it's a consolation prize, but I really did think Ruby was going to win that initial TBS tournament. You know, I really thought it was her. It was her time. And still, you know, and we've seen, you know, like Liv Morgan winning the big title. I just thought Ruby by now would have won like one of the big titles in the women's division or elsewhere. And it hasn't happened. You know, like even with Toni Storm, I kind of wonder like how they're going to go about that. But I did pick Toni Storm to win. Yeah, would Ruby get this? Because I'm going to pick Sammy and Ty Mello in this one to retain here. And shameless promo, Ortiz took on Joe Acasio over at Warriors of Wrestling, where Kimmy and I both work, in a really great match. Check that out on the Warriors of Wrestling YouTube. Subscribe. A lot of great matches, a lot of great people over there. So check that out. Really good match. And happy birthday, Joe. I think it's your birthday today, or it was 13 minutes ago. So happy birthday. Kimmy, what do you got?
I did not even know that. Wow, I'm a great employee at Warriors of Wrestling, clearly. So yay. Obviously, Sammy and Ty are going to win this. I don't know why they added this match. Like 4 matches in an hour. This is the problem I had with the Forbidden Door pre-show. I was like, 4 matches in an hour? Really? Like, I'm tired. So, quick match. Ty and Sammy. Yay. Main event time.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the point in the show, and guys, we're hitting our times here today, man. We are hitting our times, unlike Dynamite every week. Let's talk about the main event. We have Jon Moxley versus CM Punk. We thought maybe it wasn't gonna happen. Very interesting couple weeks leading up to this. I'm not going to lie. I loved last week's episode, or this week's, I should say, episode of Dynamite. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It made me want to buy the pay-per-view more. I freaking loved Moxley's promo at the beginning. Neither one of those guys are my favorites, but the way Mox has represented
what did John
the company,
ever do to you? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, we're very close. But no, the way he has come through rehab, the way that he has carried that title all over and fought literally everyone he could, came out multiple times on Dynamite where he said, just in terms of the storytelling, I love that promo. It was a perfect place to cut that promo. Just getting that heat. It almost involuntarily makes him a heel, which, let's be real, he's not even a good guy. You know, he's not a bad guy, but he ain't a good guy. He's just there. And that's kind of like what adds to him. But him saying, hey, you know what? That's your guy. And you know what? I came out strong. I was too strong. And he folded. He backed down. He waved the white flag. And I loved it. I thought it was great. In a true, like, being true to the persona and character, I love consistency. He pulls out a piece of paper, it's all crumpled in true Moxley fashion, and he throws it down and said, whoever wants to fight me, let's fight. I thought it was perfect. Punk does his poor me thing. Steel comes out, fires him up, really good Mickey Rocky kind of moment. You know, we saw, the Rocky line and that whole thing. Really well done. Way to sell that main event. Way to get the crowd pumped up. You see people holding up their babies like it's the Lion King. Like, it was wild. It's crazy. You're kind of involuntarily making Mox the heel in this. Not that it has to be face heel, but I'm very interested in this match. I'm interested in where you guys go, and I love that Mox came back out and answered and formally accepted the challenge. So I thought it was very well done. Again, not a Punk guy, but everything he does is always very intriguing. I loved everything about it, especially Mox's promo to open the show. I am in. I am excited, and I am confused. I do not know where to go. I'm going to throw it to Kimmy first. I'll go, and then Bill, I'll let you take us home. Kimmy, what do you got?
It's got to be Moxley. Why would you put the title on him 2 weeks ago and then have him lose 2 weeks later? Common sense. That's why Moxley's winning. And then Punk's going to lose in his hometown of Chicago, and everyone's going to be so upset. And then MJF's going to come out, and everyone's going to be okay again.
So this is where because Kimmy, you're just like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, I don't know, like, do we do the send them home happy? Like, this is Chicago. Now, Punk has had the big win in Chicago and other companies, correct?
Correct.
He has.
Yep, John Cena.
Or was that one? I'm still stuck on this one. The way I would book it, I want kind of the dissension. I want Moxley to win this for several reasons. And then you have the return of MJF, obviously, if Mox wins, because I don't think you send them home that way. Oh, gosh, I don't know if I can pick yet. Bill, I'm going to let you go because I'm lost.
So, yeah, MJF is going to cost CM Punk this match. In my opinion, I could be totally wrong, but here's why I say that. So there are some very specific lines that CM Punk said. I am Chicago. We are Chicago. the blood of Chicago runs through my veins. Everything about CM Punk is Chicago. He came back to Chicago. His biggest wins are in Chicago. Like he said, I've lost in Cleveland. We're talking about title losses in WWE, his UFC career, AEW. But now the words of MJF come in. I'm going to hand you the most embarrassing loss of your career. Doesn't mean he's going to beat him. But what better way for MJF to get his revenge on CM Punk? Now, if a lot of people forget because so much happened at the Forum show when CM Punk, the day after Double or Nothing,
Rampage. Oh.
MJF cut the promo. Go to commercial. During commercial, CM Punk comes out to confront MJF. MJF runs out through the crowd. So in my opinion, that's where they were going to go. This is where this was going to culminate in, that he was going to lose this title and MJF was going to cost him this title. So I think what's the worst loss CM Punk could suffer? It's losing in Chicago after promising Chicago he was going to beat him, Moxley, for that title. After he was embarrassed, he was going to come back, and he wasn't doing it for himself. He was doing it for Chicago, because Chicago is the reason he came back. So what better way than MJF say, F you, I'm in control, than having him break his promise to Chicago and lose in the middle of the ring in Chicago. Writes itself. Of course, probably none of that shit will happen, but I think it's likely because I keep hearing he's coming back. So it's like, and then, but the other side of that coin is why I say you have to go this way with Moxley. You also have something with Moxley because it's a hollow victory for Moxley because he didn't beat Punk on his own. MJF helped him win, even though he didn't want it. And they have history too. So you could go that route too. So there is a lot of options you could play with, but Punk has to lose. You can't have him win because I think there would be a huge turn against him outside of everywhere but Chicago.
Ooh, that's a great point. That is a great point. I really want to pick Moxley for a lot of reasons, just because he, I said this whole time, I'm like, he is the legit champion. Like just because of his actions, not because of any sort of asterisk or title, because of his actions. I've said that so many times on the show. I really want to pick him. I think if you want to have a home run show, you send everyone home happy. You get that noise decibel insanely. You get all the pay-per-view vibes. You have that huge win for CM Punk. You send him home happy. But you know what? He did do that before. He had that big win. He had that big return there. It's been Punk, Punk, Punk. We had this huge step back to have this huge step forward to set up this match. Is this the return, the revenge of CM Punk? I think you make a great point. If he wins, he's going to kind of be... I could see him getting booed elsewhere here. This is really interesting. I'm struggling with this one. I'm going to go with Moxley on this one, just in terms of furthering the story, in terms of who he's going to face from that ladder match. I think it might be Claudio. This is a tough one. I don't feel certain about this, but I'm going to say John Moxley to retain, because he's certainly put in the work. But guys, thank you for staying up late. Let's get the shameless promo in real quick, and then us old guys got to go to bed. Bill, tell them about the pop break and all the podcasts.
Oh, good gravy. You can follow me on Twitter at Bodkin Rights. There's a lot of wrestling stuff on there, but it's also stuff from thepopbreak.com, which I am the editor-in-chief of. Been running this, as I mentioned earlier. At the end of this month, it'll be our 13th year in business. Check out all the stuff I've written on there. I'm going to have it this weekend. I'm going to have a review of the second episode of House of the Dragon, edit episode review of the third episode. I also am going to have a piece on Welcome to Wrexham, the Ryan Reynolds documentary about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney owning that UK soccer team. I'm probably going to read a review on Lord of the Rings and a 20th retrospective on Queens of Stone Age. Their famous record. I'm going to do that. I am the host of the Socially Distanced Podcast, which drops every single Friday on all your streaming platforms. Just did the most recent one where we stunt casted the remainder of the MCU. So go check that out. That is on all your favorite podcast platforms. I am the Bill and the Bill versus the MCU podcast, which drops once a month, except for this month. We're doing it twice on the Breakcast feed. And then I am also the co-host of the TV Break, which is going to drop Wednesday. You can find it on the Pop Break TV Hub. Follow Pop Break on Twitter, at the Pop Break, on Instagram, at the Pop Break.
Love it. Kimmy, what you got for us?
I'll make this super quick. So as announced today, you could see me at Goddess of... See, I'm joining you, Rob. Goddess! We're here. Official podcast where you could see my exclusive interview with Kevin Nasta, which dropped yesterday. Rob, we did talk about you. He's kind of mad that a wedding is apparently more important and he has to replace you on commentary, causing damage in September. So you guys saw that out, Kevin. So there's that. Then I write for the Pop Break too, so yay. And then I'm just going to talk about the conventions. The next convention I'll be working is Baltimore Slutfest, with who I have absolutely no idea. We got the House of Black, we got Ruby Soho, we got Hangman Adam Page. We have so many guests, so make sure to look for your ticket at BaltimoreSlutfest.com. And then big event is in November. It's the week before Full Gear, which will be in Newark, and I'm so excited for it. So make sure to look at bigevent.com, bigeventnewyork.com for those tickets as well. And you can follow me on Twitter at Kimmy_Sokol, SOKOL. And yeah, you can see me here yelling at either Bill, Mike, Amanda, or Rob once a month.
Yeah, Kimmy doesn't yell at me.
She's
no,
smart.
I get scared. Bill's really scary.
Scary handsome. All right, guys, and like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other, donate to